about Arjun, another Arjun. So, Arjuna's character is very important in Mahabharata, and especially for the devotees, because Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to to Arjun. So, and in Bhagavad Gita we find in the beginning Krishna says that Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etad uttavam. Krishna selected Arjun to impart the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that shows how qualified Arjuna was, that Krishna personally selected Arjuna, because there are many stalwart, many kind of expert and advanced personalities are there, but Krishna personally selected. But now someone may ask, why Krishna kind of selected Arjuna. Even Bhishmadev was also devotee of Krishna. Yudhishthira was also devotee of Krishna. There are many people, they are devotee of Krishna at that time. But why did Krishna select Arjuna? Huh? Okay, so he was friend along with he was a devotee. What else? What made Arjuna very special to Krishna? Okay.
He surrendered to Krishna and follow all this.
Okay.
He is not envious.
Okay, he is not envious. Okay. I mean, others were envious to Krishna. I mean, he had the combination of both. He was bhakta, devotee, at the same time he was sakha. So something a sakha or friend can tell you, jokingly, in a funny mood, which he can't tell to his elders or juniors. So that's why Arjun had very special relationship with Krishna. So sakha friend relationship. That's why in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, although Krishna told at the end of Bhagavad Gita, but Prabhupada mentioned in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, in order to understand Bhagavad Gita, in order to understand Sarva Dharman Pratyajya, you have to become kind of surrendered to Krishna in the beginning only. Otherwise, you will not understand that Krishna is Supreme Lord. So Arjun became doubtful many times. He became bewildered, but at the same time to time, he accepted. Like in the beginning only, beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjun said that Karpanya dosha apahati sabhava. So therefore, my dear Lord Krishna, Shishyasteham sadhimam tam prapannam. You accept me as your disciple. But again, he became bewildered. That shows that Arjuna was, acting, on our behalf, on the behalf of, conditioned souls, so that Krishna can reveal more and more knowledge. So that's why Arjuna's character is very special to Krishna. Although in Mahabharata, in Kurukshetra battle, Krishna didn't pick up any weapon, because although Krishna did everything, he did everything actually, but but Krishna wanted to give credit to his devotees. That's why he didn't pick up any weapon. If he would pick up a weapon, then no one would give credit to his devotees. So that is the mood of Supreme Lord. He can do everything by himself, but he wants to give credit to his devotees. Just like Lord Ramachandra, he did everything in Ramayana, in battle with Ravana, but he gave the Shreya, the credit to Hanuman. Similarly, we can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He actually did, the spreading of Krishna consciousness movement, spreading the holy name of the Lord. But he gave that credit to Srila Prabhupada. Spreading the holy name of the Lord all over the world. So every incarnation, if you see the mood of Supreme Lord, he wants to give credit to his devotees. So we should try to develop this mood of Supreme Lord. He is teaching us that now, yes, we may be capable, we can do so many things, but it's even more pleasing to Lord if we give credit to his devotees. But in material world, the tendency is, what do you speak of giving credit to others? When someone else does something good, we want to take that credit from him. Isn't it? This is our tendency, But Lord, see, he did everything, but he gave whole credit to his devotees. So Krishna did everything in Mahabharata. If you see, even Jayadratha, Jayadratha was about to destroy everything, but it was Krishna who actually covered the sun with his disc. So it appeared like it became evening. So he gave up weapon, but actually it was Krishna's weapon. Even Bhishmadev, who can defeat Bhishmadev? It's kind of impossible. He got that benediction, Ichamrittu, but Krishna had to interfere. Krishna said, you have to accept defeat from Arjuna, and therefore he accepted. So so that's why that is the mode of the Supreme Lord. He wants to give credit to his devotees all the time, and that pleases him most. When you try to get credit out of something, but if you give credit to someone, that gives more pleasure to our heart. So in all the incarnation, we find this. He can do, Lord can do everything, but he wants to establish the glories of his devotees. Just like example comes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he was, he actually discovered Yoga Pit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was planning to, establish a temple in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace. So, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur started, he was magistrate. I mean, can you imagine that time in British period to be in a magistrate is not easy task, so powerful. But then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was very rich, definitely. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wanted to, make a temple. He wanted to make a temple, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur, instead of making temple by himself, Bhaktivinoda Thakur went to the door to door of each and every family of Navadvip, Mayapur, and he collected. He kind of, he was begging door to door, so please give me some, money or alms so that I can build a temple for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he says, it was nothing for Bhaktivinoda Thakur to make a temple, Hare Krishna. He was so powerful that for him, Britishers, they made a special rail track to his home. Can you imagine? Nowadays, even union ministers, so they can't have this type of facility. So for him to make a temple, it was not possible. But he wanted to give, credit to all the devotees. So it's not only the mood of Supreme Lord, but also the mood of his devotees, great devotees. So more we, give credit to devotees, more Krishna will recognize us. More Krishna will become happy with us. And if you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, first time, in many a times, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although he did everything, but he wanted to give credit to others. And he sacrificed so many things in order to give credit to others. So it's kind of, very important, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, a student in Tol Gangadas Pandit. And Chaitanya, in Gurukul, after studying for certain years, 10 years, 12 years, Sanskrit, grammar, Nyay, Vyakaran, Alankar, all this thing, you have to submit thesis paper, like nowadays PhD they have, in MTech also they have. So the day came when they have to submit the thesis paper. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to live other side of the river. Gangadhar Pandit's toll was in Navadvip, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu birthplace is Mayapur. So he was traveling, crossing the river, and one of his friend was also there, Raghunath Shiromani. So he was there, and then Raghunath Shiromani was asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai, did you write your thesis? He said, yes, I wrote, last few days. I was compiling that. And what about you? He says, yeah, I also wrote actually. So Raghunath Shiromani asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, can you show me your thesis paper? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that thesis paper. And after hearing, Raghunath Shiromani started to crying. See, Nimai, my dream was I will become a first class, topmost scholar in India. And I worked so hard last many years, day and night. I worked so hard to become topper. But now your thesis is so beautiful, so wonderfully compiled. After reading your thesis, no one will read my thesis. So powerfully you compiled. Now, my all dream became, useless, vain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his thesis, was immediately thrown into the river, Ganges water. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, although he was not, Raghunath Shiromani was not devotee, but here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't care for his credit. The people will give him credit. We don't know, actually, no one knows what was there on the thesis. So, of course, it is not definitely not related to, so much related to bhakti. Otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not throw it, But still, if you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to give credit to his devotee, or you can say his, friend, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, kind of his 12 years, 10, 12 years, hard work, he kind of, destroyed. So that is the mode of Supreme Lord, and he always tries to give credit to others, In many places, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many devotees, they used to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because of you, actually, all this wonderful thing happened, so many prasadam, so much prasadam came, devotees came, all these things. So, no, it's actually Krishna's arrangement, Ultimately, devotees, they give credit to Krishna for everything. That's why he says, devotees, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur used to say, Prabhupada actually said in one of his lectures, my Guru Maharaj Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur never used to, accept any credit. And he used to say, even while going also somewhere, he used to say, Krishna willing, tomorrow I will come and give a lecture. And at the end of Krishna willing, we will continue tomorrow. So Guru Maharaj, please come to our program. He is Krishna willing. So if Krishna wants, otherwise, kind of. So anyway, so Krishna was giving credit to Arjuna because he wanted to establish the glories of his devotees, and he was showing basically that I love my devotees. So Arjuna was very powerful. He used to known as Sabbasachi. Nimitta matram bhava Sabbasachi. Sabbasachi means Sabba means hand. So Bhoje Sabbe Benum in Jagannath Ashtakam is saying Shirasi Shikhi Picham Katitate. So so Arjun could shoot arrow with his both hands. That's why his name is Sabbasachi, most powerful. There are many other warriors, but Arjun was unique in that matter. He could release arrow with his both hands. That's why he is Sabbasachi. But that shows, although he was so expert, Krishna says, Nimitta Matram Bhava Sabbasachi. So by telling, oh my dear Sabbasachi, Arjun, that you should become an instrument on my hand. So Krishna was telling basically, you may be Sabbasachi, you may be very expert, but don't think that that you can't you can go alone. Still, you need to depend upon me. So Krishna was indirectly telling Arjuna that no matter how, all of us, Krishna is telling, no matter how expert you are, you have to depend on Krishna always. So, and he was so, intellectual. Can you imagine Krishna revealed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, 700 verses, only in 35 minutes. It's not so easy to digest 700 verses, understanding and replying and accordingly. It takes like more than 1 hour to understand one verse for us. In simple way, if you go in details, that is even more. So that means he was so powerful, so intellectual. That's why Krishna said that it's for Sumedasam, those who are intellectual people. The Krishna Bhakti is meant for them, not for those who are foolish, the skill and less intellectual people. For them, other dharma, other religion is there. But to understand this Bhagavad Dharma, you have to be very mature and intellectual. But of course, see, we are not intellectual, but Prabhupada made us intellectual. Otherwise, how is possible from the beginning? And we came to the contact with this knowledge, which was not available for other great, personalities in Mahabharata except Arjuna. So that means Prabhupada made us kind of, on the similar level of Arjuna. So therefore, Krishna choose Arjuna to impart the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And one of the important and foremost quality of Arjuna was he was respectful to elders and women. See, Mahabharata and Ramayana, these are not discussing exactly the process of pure devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti. It's itihas. So itihas is not it's kind of, you can say it's not direct words of Lord. It's not like Vedas. It's written by sages like Vedavyas. And that's why he was not happy, Vyasadeva was not happy even after compiling Mahabharata. Because Mahabharata is not describing the pure devotional service to Krishna. But still, we can learn so many things, especially from the Pandavas, because they are dedicated to Krishna. But still, you can learn how to live in a society, how to maintain relationship in a society, even for the devotees also. Because yes, we are practicing the process of pure devotional service, but still we are not beyond the social customs, and most of are not kind of full-time devotee. But most of we have still connection with our parents and family, society. We have to live in that. So for those people, Mahabharata, Ramayana gives us wonderful lessons. Of course, in pure devotion, you don't need all these things. Because beyond that, Devarshi Bhutapta Niram Prati. You don't have any debt to anyone, nor your parents, your relatives, your demigods, society, no one. So therefore, you don't have to learn anything. Only you have to learn chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But of course, since that is pure devotional service, all the wonderful qualities automatically comes to the heart of pure devotees. So they know the proper manner and everything. But since we are not practicing that process strictly, that's why these all are helpful, like Mahabharata and Ramayana. How to respect elders, how to respect father, how one should maintain relationship with brother, sister, and a family, society, all these things. So Arjun, he was very much respectful to the elders and women. So it's kind of very important. Earlier, women and elders used to give a special privilege, special respect. I think Bhagavatam says 6 people should be protected always or respected. Like women, elders, children, cows, brahmanas, and that's it. So these people should be given protection always, or respected, And Arjuna's case, that is, Kunti Maharani. Just consider, when Arjun got Draupadi on her Swayambar. So Arjun came, and because it was Mother Kunti, she said, whatever you got, you divide into 5 brothers. Can you imagine? Nowadays, no one will, have this much of respect for even own mother, Because of course, Kunti didn't know, and she just said, we got something. They said we got something. She said divide among the 5 brothers, So it's because actually Arjun owned Draupadi, not other brothers, It's Arjun actually. But he respected the word of his mother. Can you imagine how much respect he had for his mother? I mean, he kind of accepted the word of his mother sincerely, and he divided Draupadi among 5 brothers, other 4 brothers. And in fact, to old elder brothers also, like Yudhishthir and Bhishma, Yudhishthir and Bhima, he always showed respect, and that shows, how much, kind of they were united, especially Arjun, united, I mean, it says even Draupadi had some, kind of, side corner for, Arjun, but yet Arjun maintained that unity with his brothers, And in Bhagavatam, we find examples of, Prachetas, 10 brothers, that is second example. This is first example. In Mahabharata, 5 brothers, they had 1 wife, Draupadi. In Bhagavatam, Prachetas, 10 brothers, they had 1 wife. Even better example. I mean, it's not material point of view, but it's unity. See, the 10 brothers, Prachetas, they, 10. So that 10 brothers, they're so united that Supreme Lord personally appeared before them and said that that you all should get married. Again, like yesterday we were discussing, they got direct instruction from Supreme Lord, unless you get. So don't go for that. Or from Guru or Vaishnava. So Supreme Lord came, gave instructions, and Vishnu personally told that I will select 1 girl for you all. So Krishna personally selected that girl for them. 10 brothers they were sharing. So that is even more example. Can you imagine? Nowadays you can't even thought. There will be fight, quarrel among them. Even we heard, from previous like kings and others, they used to have so much fight. Like Chitraketu example, because Chitraketu's first wife got that son, and other wives, they became envious and they poisoned that son. But because these devotees, Pandava, they are devotees, there are never fight. Prachetas, they are devotees, there are no fight. So if that shows, how united they are actually. So if, of course, it's their wife, but we may consider now in devotee community we have certain object, So you can consider that wife is like a Lord, Supreme Lord Radha Madan Mohan, isn't it? So he is our center. The 10 devotees are staying in one place, his Lord is our center for Gaurnita, But they never had fight, just consider. But we, fight by keeping Krishna center. You see? But they never fought even for their wife also, So that's why Lord Vishnu actually appeared to them, when he proposed this, and he said, "My dear Prachetas, I became extremely pleased with your, cooperative nature. And Prabhupada explained that verse very wonderfully. He said, the Supreme Lord didn't please by their devotion, but by their unity he became pleased. So unity is so powerful, by unity you can please Supreme Lord. So, therefore it says, Kalo Sangha Shakti, especially in Kali Yuga. Sangha unity is the strength. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said, Ekaki Amar Nahi Pai Bal Harinama Sankirtane. Oh, my dear Vaishnavas, I don't get a strength to chant the holy name of the Lord alone. Tumi kripa kari shraddha bindu diya deho Krishna namadhani. So you please be mercifully give me the strength to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra in your association. So Arjun was, maintaining that relationship, bond between his four brothers. So sometimes it happens, quarrel comes, but like our Guru Maharaj used to say, two types of people are there in devotee communities also. One kind of devotees are problematic, creates problem. Another kind of devotees are, they try to solve the problem. Like Arjun was like that, like they had, when, I mean, they shared Draupadi, they had one, understanding among themselves. That understanding was that, among the five brothers, that understanding was that, they made kind of agreement that, whoever will be with Draupadi, because they had certain period that say Yudhishthira will be with Draupadi, Arjuna will be Bhim, Nakul, Sahadev. So whosoever will be Draupadi, then, they need to remove their footwear in front of the house of Draupadi, so that other brother, they can understand now, this brother is Draupadi. They shouldn't enter into that, room. So that was, but, when it came to the turn of Yudhishthira Maharaj, so he was Draupadi, and, but so he kept his, chappal, sandal outside of the room, so that others can understand this is now Yudhishthira's turn. But, one dog came and dog took away that, sandal. So Arjun came from outside. So Arjun didn't know actually, he didn't notice. So he entered into Draupadi's quarter and he saw Yudhishthira Maharaj also sitting there, in chair. So when Yudhishthira, he saw that, because he broke the law, because the rules they made, the agreement they had was, in the presence of one brother, other brother will not enter into the quarter of Draupadi. Now, one who breaks the law, rules, they made that agreement. They shall be, that person that shall be, obstruct to go to Draupadi's quarter for 1 year. So, and Arjun accepted that punishment, willingly, happily. Yes, it was my mistake actually, because he wanted to maintain relationship with his brothers, unity. That's important. I mean, Arjun could have defined, it was not my mistake. I didn't see the chappal. See, you show me the chappal. That's no chappal. Just consider if it would happen with us, we would definitely defend us. So defending tendency is not good, I mean, yes, sometimes, okay, you may do that, but most of the time, it's accept whatever. Because Krishna's plan is there, If we try to defend, that means, we are, we are not, agree with the arrangement of providence, the Supreme Lord, So Arjun accepted, kind of the punishment, or fault, whatever, in spite of not being at fault. Still Arjun accepted, but will not accept, Prabhu, mera bilkul galati nahi hai. Praman hai, I am 100% right. And that's the problem in a society, most of the time in devotee communities, everyone, they consider themselves, I am 100% right. And in our views, we consider other devotee, my rival devotee, he is 100% wrong. And we can give, scriptural evidence, examples, analogies. In so many ways, you can prove that he is wrong 100%. I am 100% right, and everyone is considering. I was discussing with one devotee from yesterday. So he was from abroad. So I was talking basically everyone in society nowadays, especially everyone else consider other devotees are doing politics. Everyone says politics. He is doing politics. He is doing politics. As if even government also they don't have so much politician like ISKCON. So I told him, better not to use this word because for me you are doing politics. For other, I am doing politics. Everyone else consider others are doing politics. Yes, I mean envy and other things are there, but it's not kind of I can prove 100% that he is doing politics, but he can also show me. He can also prove that I am doing politics. So, but here Arjun didn't consider. Maybe my brother, he hide the chappal and therefore he wanted to give me punishment. Isn't it? But definitely our mind is so crooked. We would definitely find out some means. Definitely he did something with me because he wanted me to stay away from Draupadi. But his mind was pure. That's why he didn't consider that. So, and Arjun went for exile for how many days? 12 years. Long time Arjun went. Because he broke the mutual agreement with his brother. Because he wanted to maintain that unity with his brothers. So it was kind of so Arjuna's nature, he wanted to maintain that, and therefore Prabhupada used to say always, please, he used to tell us, please try to maintain the philosophy of unity in diversity. Unity in diversity is very important, and then Prabhupada said, that will make our movement successful. And Prabhupada said, that is at the, like just before Prabhupada's departure, Prabhupada said, you see, it's very important to maintain universal diversity because already one section of devotees have already gone out, left our movement. So therefore, my request, sincere request to everyone, Prabhupada said that we must be very careful to maintain unity in diversity. And Prabhupada used to give example of fables, that example, bundle of sticks. Who knows this story? Bundle of sticks. I mean, that is it comes in there was a father and he had many children. So he kind of the father he asked his children, his sons basically, to break the bundle of sticks wrapped in a thread or bag. None of them could do that. But then he asked, remove the thread from the bag, take it out, all the sticks, and distribute among yourselves and break it. And everyone could break it easily, one piece of stick. But when all the sticks are together, it's very difficult. So then Prabhupada wrote, give example many times, if we are bunched up together, then no one can break us. But when we are divided, when we are separated, segregated, then we can become, easily broken. Maya or influence of Kali can attack us very easily. So that's why it's very important. And Prabhupada even said if you remember the 7 purposes of ISKCON, and Prabhupada says one purpose Prabhupada says collectively we have to distribute Krishna consciousness. So that's very much required. Now, see, when we live together, the disagreement may come anytime. It will come naturally in Kali Yuga, especially. Disagreement can come anytime. Like Arjun, during the Kurukshetra battle, Arjun heard that Yudhishthir Maharaj was attacked by Karna. So Yudhishthir Maharaj was wounded. So therefore Yudhishthir Maharaj was badly wounded. So Yudhishthir Maharaj went back to his tent because he needed to do some treatment. But Arjun was fighting on the other corner of the ground. So Arjun, as soon as he heard my father was wounded, and he immediately came to see his brother Yudhishthir on the tent. So Yudhishthir was, it's okay, little wound was there. So then when Arjun came, Krishna was there because Krishna is Arjun's Sarathi. So when Arjun came, Yudhishthir Maharaj was thinking, oh, my dear brother came. That means you have definitely killed Karna. After that, you came to me to tell me the news that, my dear brother, I took the revenge because Karna wounded you. I killed, I beheaded Karna. So Arjun said, no, my dear brother. Actually, not that. As soon as I heard that you got injured, I came to see you. I was, I'm very much anxious to see you. Although Yudhishthir Maharaj was injured, Yudhishthir Maharaj, you are a kair. He kind of chastised Arjun, You don't have right to hold your Gandhi. You're Napungsak, How come you came without taking revenge? This is not the nature of Kshatriya. You became a kind of soft and simply by hearing this news, your brother got attacked. This is not the nature of Kshatriya. So you better give up your Gandhi. And Arjun, when he got the Gandhi, that time Arjun took vow, anyone who will kind of blaspheme my Gandhi, I will kill him. This is, my dear brother, I always respected you, but you can't say any word about my Gandhi since you say, I will kill you now. So Arjun about to kill his brother, Yudhishthir, like who was like his father, respected Dharmaraj, So Arjun took his Gandhi about to kill. And then Krishna Krishna said, okay, what do you want to do? He insulted my Gandhi. That is my vow. So I want to kill him. So Krishna said then, okay, you want to kill him, but according to scripture, if you insult a Kshatriya, then it's kind of similar to killing. So insult your brother. Don't insult, So Arjuna started to insult, something, you went there, for that, gambling match, you lost everything, this thing, that thing, so many things. So now, after that, Arjun, after some time, after chastising badly, Arjun was feeling bad. So Arjun was saying, actually, I didn't, I did commit offense, He is my worshipable, like my father, he is Dharmaraj. I should not, use abusing word to Yudhishthir, my dear brother. So better, I should give up my life. Krishna बोला एक जन के बचे अभी दूसरे जन के बचे So Arjuna said, what do you want to do? He said, I want to give up my life because I insulted my brother. So Krishna said, why do you want to give up your life? He said, because I insulted my brother. So Krishna said, if you praise him, if you glorify him, then it becomes nullified. So praise your brother. Dharmaraj, my dear brother, you are so great. No one can be equal to you. You are so great. You are Dharmaraj. So Krishna knows solution for everything. So, and it's kind of dilemmas and duality situation comes, Krishna can easily solve. Like in the beginning of Mahabharata. In the beginning of Bhagavatam it comes. End of Mahabharata. That Ashwathama killed 5 sons of Pandavas and Draupadi's brother. What's his name? Drishtadumna. So, and Draupadi became upset. She wanted to take revenge. So Arjun caught Ashwathama and tied his body with a rope and kind of dragged him, brought him to Draupadi. But now, although Draupadi wanted to take revenge, but as soon as Draupadi saw that, kind of in that precarious condition of Ashwathama, Draupadi became compassionate. He said, no, no, no. Please release, release in Ashwatthama because he is the son of his guru, Dronacharya, and also his Brahman. And also Draupadi want to cause the pain of losing his son to his mother, like me, because I understand, the pain of losing sons. But now if his mother was creepy, sorry, Ashwatthama, not Drona, Kripachari. So his mother was creepy. Creepy, if you kill him, and creepy will also have similar friends. So I don't want actually. So they will release him. But here now Arjuna and Bhima is furious. No, we should kill him. Draupadi, Yudhishthira was also a little side. So release him. Just kill him. Chhod do, mar do. Now in family there is fight. Now Krishna was there. So Krishna was standing between and they're saying no, kill. They said no, release. Says comes Dronaputra Dandit in the beginning. I think 6th chapter of first canto. So Bhagavatam start with these actually. So we can't even consider that Krishna is there in our life, so there will be no fight. By keeping Krishna in the middle, they are fighting. No, kill him. They're saying, so, release him. So Krishna को बीच में रख के झगड़ा चलते हैं ना. So yeah. So then but Krishna gave solution. Okay, if you insult, insulting is like killing Kshatriya. So anyway, so point is that then Arjun kind of Yudhishthir kind of Arjun beg forgiveness and glorified, and therefore Arjun kind of Yudhishthir and then Arjun embraced each other, and then and Arjun took vow. He told Yudhishthir Maharaj, my dear brother, I am promising, I am taking vow that I would not return until I kill Karna. So many times we see Arjuna's nature, because he wanted to maintain that relationship. Of course, Krishna's interference was there. And why it was there? Because he was Arjuna's Krishna's devotee. Other Krishna will not interfere with everyone, Now when you try to spoil relationship, Krishna is coming to okay, stop Prabhu. I mean, he says, he gives inspiration as Chaitya Guru, But he was directly interfering, Arjun giving guidance because he was dedicated devotee. So if we become surrendered like Arjun, Krishna will guide us at the time of difficulties, crisis, So therefore, it's very important to maintain unity. Unity is the strength. Follow Sangha Shakti. And there are many examples. For example, it's kind of examples from the scriptures. Like they united, they did. They become successful. For example, the Lanka Setu, all the monkeys together, united. They are kind of cooperative nature. They are kind of okay. This is stone, pass it to other monkey, pass it to other monkey. This way they rendered service to Lord Ramachandra. And even sometimes devotees give example of Krishna's stealing water from the houses of gopis in Vrindavan. So it's kind of teamwork, isn't it? Okay, so you first matki tod, matki ford, and you stand and then next and then next and then now Krishna will be tough, It was teamwork, And now if there is fight between among the team members, then they could not serve. They would not, they had not served, Krishna, isn't it? Because they were united. Their target was okay. Let's, work together for the pleasure of Krishna. This is the. So more we are united, more we can, please Supreme Lord. Like, an example comes, if father has two sons. Now father is going to take rest, sleeping. So two brothers, he asked his two sons, so you come and give me massage. So two brothers, father is lying down and two brothers, they are giving massage both legs. So one brother is right leg, one brother is giving massage to left leg. So father is very tired. Whole day he worked hard in the field. So now both brothers kind of are giving massage. But now father is lying down and both of them one side of bed, another side of bed, and they're fighting. Today ये साइड तुमने ऐसे किया, तूने ऐसे किया, झगड़ा हो गया। और इसे करते करते बहुत तेज मसाज कर रहे हैं। अब इतना पिताजी का तो मसाज आराम तो नहीं हो रहा है, दर्द ज्यादा हो रहा है। That is. So that example shows that we are also trying to satisfy our Supreme Father Krishna, and while serving him, if we fight among ourselves, then what will happen? Then we are not giving pleasure, rather we are giving pain to him. The father whole night he could not sleep at all. वे दोनों फाइट कर रहे हैं, वो एक दूसरे देख के ऐसे लगे नोच लेंगे उसको, और ज्यादा वो कहाँ जा रहे हैं, उनके पैर में जा रहे हैं, पिताजी के। हाँ, है ना? प्रैक्टिकल एंड क्लासिकल एग्जाम्पल। So anyway, so therefore it's important to remain united for the pleasure of Supreme Lord, And then Prabhupada gave another example in one of his lectures. That is, he said, just see that he said, just like in a what is called bouquet of flower, and in a bouquet of flower, what is called bouquet of flower. You see the roses, so many roses are there, or in the rose garden you can see so many colors, multicolored roses, like white, yellowish, red, off white, so many colors, multicolored roses you can see there. But although their colors are different, external appearance are different, but they are spreading similar fragrance. So externally devotees may be different, like someone is tall, someone is dwarf, someone is kind of a smart, someone is not smart, someone is black, someone is white, someone is American, Indian, someone is from different states of India, someone has different tendencies, eating habits different, looking habit different, talking habits different, but like spreading same fragrance is important. So how will it be possible? If we focus on Supreme Lord, yes, no matter how is our external appearance, but we should focus on Srila Prabhupada's instructions. Srila Prabhupada's instructions, So that way, similar, fragrance will be there in everywhere. So otherwise, difficult, So, so Arjun was basically, acting like bondage between, his brothers, because he was maintaining that relationship, with, everyone. So, and he had a special respect for elder, and his kind of women. It's important. Even like his, for example, parents, like we saw that example, Kunti Maharani. She said, divide Draupadi. I mean, not Draupadi, whatever you found among your brothers. It's of course in devotional service. After coming to devotional service, generally, I mean, or we should not disrespect our parents. Sometimes, because who knows the philosophy and everything, we consider, okay, now we know that they are conditioned souls, they are they are Maya. Yes, it's Maya, definitely is attachment, everything is there, but we have to understand, because they have also contribution to brought us in this material world. But of course, the devotee should know when should become lenient and when should become strict about maintaining that relationship. But those who are aspiring for temple life full time, renouncing their life, they should maintain a strict, I mean, slowly. It's not that in no, and I mean, as soon as we joined, we should become strict. Like Lord Ramachandra, when he was he went with Vishwamitra, remember? And that time that he broke that Shiva Dhanush. So that's why Janak Maharaj, offered Sita Devi to Ramachandra, and it was Ramachandra own on Swayamvar. So, but before accepting Sita Devi, although he owned actually Sita Devi, but before accepting, he wanted to take permission and blessings from his father, Dasharath, And similarly, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, like he was respectful to his mother. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came to Shantipur, Shachi Mata came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear mother, it was my mistake. Without your permission, I took sannyas. If you want, I'll come back to home. I'll not take sannyas. I'll not go anymore. Of course, Shachi Mata was intelligent. She said, no. If you, after taking sannyas, if you come back, and people will say bad about my son. It's called Bantasi. Bantasi means, Bantasi is called dog, Bantasi means, one who eats, owns vomiting. Like dog, after vomiting, again dog eats. Have you seen? Never? Have you seen? You have seen. So it's kind of Bantasi. So you have taken sannyas and you go back, kind of when people say you are Bantasi, eating own vomit. So, but of course, you can't say in modern parents, if you don't give me permission, I'll not take sannyas. And they'll say, I will never give permission. Yeah, of course, those were, less than they're okay, Like Tanmay can ask. So, but not everyone, you have to intellectually deal with that, But of course, his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't seek permission when he was leaving first day. Second time it's kind of intellectual strategy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, So first time he didn't take permission. At night he left home because he knows if I ask permission, she'll not give. After wearing saffron to them, go, Mommy, what do you want? But now again, even nowadays, after taking saffron, also, if you go, okay, come back. So then, now we have to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but after some time, after few years. After few years, okay, they may wait, for some time, okay, 1 year, 2 years, they'll chase you. But then they'll say, no, my son is not interested anymore. And after few years, he is more interested in his spiritual things. And then they will give up one moment. And in one moment, many brahmacharis I have seen, if they go back, their parents become even unhappy. Because they become popular and they know my son is so wonderful and he is preaching all over the world. He has so many followers and he is more popular than my other sons, Now because of him, we are, becoming glorious. They'll be happy, isn't it? So because of attachment, affection, whatever you can say, parents, naturally, affection is there. So they'll chase you for some time. But after that, they will feel that we are so fortunate that we have a son like him. But till that time, you have to, maintain kind of, sometimes leniency, sometimes. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, basically, he took permission from Shachi Mata, eventually, he took permission, So, nice. Just see, if your parents sees, you're speaking in front of 1,000 people, you're speaking, like giving lecture. It's broadcasted online, so many things. It's, wow, see my son. So happy, Just consider those who are famous speakers in ISKCON, their parents are so happy. Isn't it? They're not happy. So many people are giving respect, and even the chief minister, prime minister, they also don't get so many obeisance like my sons get, Isn't it? This is real respect, real fame and glory, So parents feel proud. So do you want to make your parents proud? Now no one is saying anything. So anyway, point is that Arjun was respectful to his mother and parents and everything. Like Prahlad Maharaj, when he came to Nishingadev, he was praying, he was kind of, pacifying Lord Nishingadev. And in fact, in the beginning only, he prayed for his father. Can you imagine Hiranyakashipu, what you speak of our father, they are much, much better than Hiranyakashipu. I thought it, But Prahlad Maharaj, he prayed. He said, my dear Lord, my dear Lord, that, please, pacify your anger. And then he said, because, my father has died now, Hiranyakashipu. In scripture, it says the saintly people, they takes pleasure when snakes, scorpions, and other, other cruel animal dies. So my father was like that, He died now. You should become happy. Why you are still angry? So by that, he says, he was out of ignorance, he could not understand your glories. But please forgive my father. So it's not that a devotee is ungrateful. Parents. Of course, we should not compromise our devotional service. At the same time, we should maintain relationship. Both need to be there. So that's why it's kind of important. And Arjuna was especially respectful to his elders, even his enemies. Like in Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning, we find what is there? Kathang Bhishmam Aham Sakhe Sankhe Dronang Cha Madhusudana Ishuvir Prati Yosami Pudar Hab Adhisudana. And he said, he told Krishna, Kathang Bhishmam Aham Sankhe, my dear Krishna, how can I kill Bhishma and my teacher Dronacharya? They are like worshipable to me. How can I kill them? So Arjun, even before starting fight, when Krishna convinced, Arjun went to the other side. He touched the feet of Bhishma, that he took blessings. So it is good culture, good manner. Arjun was teaching us. Now Arjun became soft in the beginning, compassionate, affectionate to them. But Krishna chastised, definitely, that is attachment. But at the same time, Prabhupada phrased also in the beginning. As a devotee, and in the beginning, as a devotee, as a Vaishnava, Arjuna was a great Vaishnava. Therefore, it was natural for a Vaishnava to feel compassion, to feel affection for others. But at the same time, Krishna's point of view, that was not right. So, but Arjuna did that was right. Because otherwise, in future, people would raise this concern. Arjuna is devotee of Krishna. He never even considered before killing his relatives and teacher how hard-hearted Arjuna was. But now Arjuna displayed soft-heartedness, and Krishna kind of dispelled his ignorance. So now Krishna's glory is also displayed, Arjuna's glory is also displayed. So that's why he was basically, and he was basically like women. And Arjuna was in Swargalok. I remember Arjuna went to learn music from Gandharvas, Chitrarat. And then Urvashi was there. So Urvashi came by seeing the beauty of Arjuna. So, and Urvashi became attracted to Arjuna. Now Urvashi wanted to marry Arjuna. And she was kind of showing so many tactics to allure Arjuna. Urvashi, famous female character in Mahabharata. Urvo, the meaning is so powerful. Urvashi. Uras means it's called heart, and Vashi means Vash, control. Who knows the technique to control someone's heart? Urvashi, So be careful. So Arjuna, she was alluring Arjuna, but then there's no Urvashi. You are like my mother, because Urvashi fell in love with Arjuna, but Arjuna actually did it because Urvashi kind of married earlier to Pururava. Pururava was great grandfather of Arjuna. But these angels, their age doesn't grow for a long time. They remain youthful for many years. So she offered Arjuna also, but he said, you are like my respectful, you are my, and therefore she kind of encouraged Arjuna. Anyway, so basically there are many incidents. One should therefore very important, Arjun kind of when he showed wonderful lessons, how we should respect elders and senior people, and especially parents, Uh, There are many wonderful actually incidents. I remember there is a story, one devotee told me from Maharashtra, that is, the devotee, that Bittal appeared to him. His name was Pundalik, you know, Lord Bittal. Bittal is who? Bittal is Krishna, Dwarakesh Krishna, So, there are different versions of this story, but it says Pundalik, basically, you know, if I'm not wrong, Pundalik was, married, and his parents are very elderly devotees. So he didn't serve them properly. Earlier he was neglectful to the service of his parents. So one day, basically, he was going to, you know, Tirtha, Haridwar somewhere, and he, took his parents with him, and he developed a service attitude to his parents. Some other Vajamatsev says this. So earlier he was neglecting his parents, but later he became one very, you know, he was serving his parents. So when Lord Krishna came, and he said, I have a devotee in, what is called that Pandharpur. So I am to see his devotee. So Lord Krishna came. So he was standing outside. He knocked. So Pundalik was serving, massaging his parents at that time, massaging the feet of his parents. So Lord Krishna came. He said, I want to see my devotee, and Pundalik was very happy. But he said, my dear Lord, please wait till I finish service to my parents. So he gave one piece of brick, and he says, my dear Lord, please, गांव में छोटा पीड़ा देते ना पिंडा. Okay, my dear Lord, please stand on this, asan. It's kind of brick, and he was serving his parents. This long time, and Lord was standing to see his devotee, and he was serving his parents. Now finally he came. He says, my dear Lord, sorry, because I wanted to serve my parents. So that's why he is. So Lord becomes so pleased with his service. He says, I will stay here. I don't go from here. So his name became Bittal because in Marathi they eat called bit. So Bittal means who stood on top of it. So Bittal. That's how he got the name Bittal. Of course, our devotees, they say that because his parents are devotees, so Krishna became pleased because Pundalik was serving Vaishnava. Not because he was serving parents and Vaishnava parents. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunandan. That Raghunandan left everything, family, home, everything. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu go. So no, you should go back to home. You should serve your parents because they are devotee. Vaishnava, Tapan Mishra, they are great devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associate. Should go back in Varanasi and serve your parents till they are alive, but don't get married. So as soon as they expire, come back to me. No problem. But since no one is there and they are Vaishnava, great Vaishnava, you should go and serve. So anyway, so Arjun was teaching so many wonderful ways how he kind of, served elderly people and Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki, Go Pramanande, Hari Hari Bo.